When Auston Matthews missed Tuesday's game, Craig Berube said, no big deal, just an upper body injury, just needs a little rest. But when he missed practice again this morning, the concern level just ratcheted up. To talk to that, here's insider Chris Johnston. Chris, is this more serious than first thought? What's the timeline on Matthews? What are you hearing about him missing time now?
Well, look, I understand the level of concern given how important Auston Matthews is to the Maple Leafs, but what I would say to you is don't hit the alarm bells too loudly, at least not yet. And, really this has all been part of the plan for Matthews since he missed Tuesday's game. Was they just wanted to take it day by day, give his body a chance to rest from this injury that he's been managing really back to training camp to a certain degree. And, give him a chance to use this week to get the rest. Now, the schedule doesn't work in the Leafs' favor. I wouldn't expect Matthews to play Friday when the Leafs host Detroit. They have another game Saturday against Montreal. Still potentially a chance he gets into that one, but that'll be determined on Friday whether he's able to return to Scotiabank Arena, maybe get on the ice, and really just see where his body's at that point in time.
Do we have any understanding of the specific nature of the injury? Is this something that prevents him from even skating? We know it's an upper body injury. Sometimes when it's upper body, you can actually go out and skate and stay in game shape so that when you heal, you're ready to step right back in. Do we know what his plans are in terms of getting back in?
Well, obviously he's not going to want to take too long off the ice, and that's part of sort of what I'll term the cost-benefit analysis of this break in general. What I can tell you is what it isn't, and that's a wrist injury, which is something he's dealt with in the past, and obviously is a good piece of news given how important his shot is to his game. But I think it's something that obviously benefits from that rest and not skating, but I don't think it's going to be too long of an absence. And as I said, I still think it's at least possible we see him Tuesday. If not, then we're start to look, or Saturday. If not, then we look to Tuesday against Ottawa.
Speaking of level of concerns, what's the level of concern right now surrounding the Predators? Nashville spent a fortune in the offseason. Stamkos, Marchessault, Theodore. Now just 4 wins in their first 13 games. Barry Trotz is running out of patience. Let me give you his quote. He said, I'm trying to do some things right now. We'll be limited because of contracts. If we don't get it going, then I'm going to start our rebuild plan. Those are big words. What are you expecting out of Nashville right now, CJ?
They're big words for sure, and I think they reflect the urgency of the situation, how frustrated the organization is with this start. But I don't think that Barry Trotz meant the literal rebuild word with those comments. It's not as though everybody's going to be traded off the roster and they're going to strip it down to the studs. What it is a reflection of, though, is acknowledgement that things are going to have to change if they don't start getting victories. And I think, first and foremost, that's actually maybe adding a player to this Predators roster. It hasn't worked so far with the forward mix in particular. Nashville's not scored a lot at 5-on-5 to start this year. Obviously, they spent a lot of money on Steven Stamkos and Jonathan Marchessault, so they feel that they could use another centerman up there to maybe make the mix of the wingers they have blend a little bit better. So Barry Trotz, first of all, is on the look to try to see if he can add someone. If that doesn't happen, if they don't start winning games, I suppose we'll be starting to talk about players they might be looking to sell, but that's not on the immediate horizon here. And another important point for the Preds is they've played most of their games so far at home. I think they're looking forward to getting on the road and seeing if they can maybe find a little bit of the gelling they need, because obviously no one expected this kind of start for them right at the bottom of the NHL standings after being one of the teams we celebrated as a winner on July 1st.
That's the early trading talk, the full version of Insider Trading with CJ, Pierre LeBrun, and Darren Dreger coming up later on SportsCenter.